Many of the times when we make decisions in this life, we tend to lean on our emotions rather than leaning on God. But what does it mean to actually lean on God for our decisions? It actually says at the end of Matthew that anyone who listens to Jesus' teachings is like a person who builds his house on solid foundation. So when the storms come and they blow, the flood waters rise, that house will still be standing. But what are those storms representing in that passage? How can we lay a foundation on Christ so when the storms come, we'll be ready? I used to think it was trials and tribulations that were represented the storms. I used to think it was testings. But one thing that I caught revelation of is it's not any of those things. It's actually your emotions. Because your emotions and your feelings are the things that cause you to actually drive away from God. The anxiety, the sadness, the lustful feelings, the impatience. It's all feelings and emotions that draw us away from God. But if we don't rely on our emotions to draw our decisions and we just rely on Christ to draw our decisions, then that's when you will start to have that solid foundation. So that's why in this video, I'll be actually talking about how you can build a solid foundation so that when the storms come, when those emotions come, when trials and tribulations come, you won't allow the emotions to draw you away from God. And the first way to build your foundation is actually to know the word. You have to know the word. You have to be in your word every single day so that when you get in a certain situation in your life, maybe it's at your job, maybe it's in your relationship, you will have a verse to actually fight with when you get in that circumstance or that situation. Because how you going to fight this spiritual battle without having your sword, without even knowing a word to fight those thoughts with, to fight those emotions with? And so, yes, you must be reading your Bible daily. You must be reading your word daily, not missing a day. That should be the most important thing that you have in this walk with Christ. And that's why it's so important to start your day with reading the word, because that's when you can get your mind right. And that's really when you can meditate. And that's why you must find a time to actually meditate on the word and focus on God, because there's so much things that can cause us to draw us away from God, to take our minds off of God. And sometimes it's even hard to focus. So that's why you must have that morning time. Start your day with Christ where it's quiet, where you can clear your mind of everything so that you can focus in the word. The second way is to build your morals on Christ's teachings. So once you know the teachings, the way to apply them is to build your morals around them. So you won't do certain things because you are a follower of Christ. And once you do that, that's when you won't get swayed so easily with your emotions. Because if that's a moral that you won't cross, if you don't cross your morals, then when you get in certain situations where maybe friends are telling you to do certain things, where a job is telling you to do certain things, where, you know, the devil tries to tempt you with something quick, then you will have morals that you won't cross, because not only do they align with the word, but you know that they are the most beneficial for you. And also when you build your morals on Christ, that's when you also start to make better decisions. Because a lot of people build their morals on feelings or emotions, but the best way to build your morals is on the truth. And the third way actually kind of ties into the morals is making decisions based upon the word. So even if it's a job, even if it's a relationship, the word tells us we will know them by their fruits. So you can easily apply this to your relationship life. Say that you're looking for a relationship. You find someone attractive, but you don't know their fruits yet. You have to figure that out before you can even make the decision if that's going to be your partner or not. Same thing with a job. Say the outside of the job looks good. It pays well. It's like a job that you feel like you would like, but you don't know the fruits of the company yet. You don't know if they're scamming. You don't know if the manager treats the employee right. You don't know what people say about that company. Have prior employees said the job treated them right? Once you start making decisions based upon the word, that's when you can start making better decisions. And that's when actually you have much more peace going into different jobs and different stuff like that. Because if you do what God is telling you to do, that's when you know you can never go wrong, because you can fail with your own strength, but with God's strength, you will never fail. And as long as you are trusting in him and acknowledging him in all your ways, that's when he'll make your path straight. That's exactly what it means to acknowledge God. It not only means by pray, but also get in the word. Make the decision based upon the word. And as long as you are continuing to seek God, continuing to seek his word, everything else will be added on to you. And lastly, this kind of ties into what I said at the beginning of the video, but it is to not let emotions keep you from doing God's will. So if you are fearful, if you are anxious, if you are getting filled with all these emotions, You can't let that keep you from doing God's will, because that's the easiest way that the devil can attack you. He will put things in your way just like he did Adam and Eve. He will make you look at certain things that you lack. He will make you look at things to make you think it looks good and cause you to act out of emotions. Or he might just put a lion in your way, a trial and tribulation in your way, so you're scared to take that next step. And when I say lion, I'm referring to Proverbs chapter 22, verse 13, where it says, the sluggard will say, there's a lion outside. I can't do God's will because I'll be killed in the street. And many of us are that same way. We are frozen in fear. We are frozen in our emotions, so we won't take that next step because we are relying on our emotions to draw our decisions. So yes, make sure that you are leaning on Christ, putting your trust in God, because if you're putting your trust in God, there will be no reason to fear. God did not give us a spirit of fear, but a power of love and a sound mind. So make sure that you are applying these 4 things to your life so that you can have that solid foundation when walking in this life. I hope this bless y'all. I thank y'all for all the support that y'all are giving to me. And I pray that this edified you so that you can use this in your walk with Christ. Thank y'all again. Appreciate y'all for watching this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. So y'all stay blessed.